love Spanish food, and I think because it's so simple. It's all about the primary ingredients being so good. For example, using good quality olive oil, good sherry, and the main hero ingredient is mussels and clams. First things first, I'll flavour some sherry. Now, sherry is a fortified wine. This fortified wine is made with white grapes. It's got a really lovely sweetness, an oakiness to it. And I'm going to add some saffron, again, a classic ingredient in Spanish food. You really don't need too much saffron to really taste it throughout the dish. I've warmed up 150 millilitres of the sherry because I really want to get as much flavour out of the saffron as possible. So warm that up first, and then just with a fork, give it a mix and just allow that saffron to steep in that sherry for about 5 minutes. You'll see the colour intensify. It'll go more orange than it already is. Now for a sofrito is a base sauce that's used quite a lot in Spanish cooking, also Italian cooking and a lot of Mediterranean cooking. 1 capsicum, so 1 red one, and I'll cut into big chunks. I'll use my food processor because I want to chop everything into small pieces, so that can go in, along with 3 cloves of garlic, 3 whole cloves of garlic, and 1 onion. I've just peeled it and cut it in half. Now, in Spanish cooking, they love to combine meat and seafood. It may sound strange, but in actual fact, the flavours go so well together, particularly chorizo that has a really smoky, garlicky flavour, paprika flavour. And what I'll do is add this to the sofrito mix. So I'll take the casing away from the chorizo meat. So just peel, and it should come off quite easily. I'm adding 1 of the chorizos. We'll cut it into sections. Let's cut it into 4. And then with your hands, break it up even more into the food processor. Now I'll pulse this 6 to 7 times until we've got it nice and fine. Okay, this is looking fantastic. It's nicely minced together. It smells so good. And now I just want to add a good glug of good quality extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to use a lovely Australian one. You want about 100 millilitres of oil. It sounds like a lot, but this is a base sauce for our mussels. So a good amount of oil in there, and I'll add a little bit more later on throughout the cooking process. Great. Just very briefly, pulse it again. Fantastic. Now it's time to start cooking. We'll add our sofrito into a large, wide saute pan. Give yourself quite a lot of room when you're cooking with mussels and vongole, so they do cook evenly. So we'll place all of this lovely chorizo sofrito into the pan, and then I might add just a little bit more oil. Nice, good glug of that. And then I'll cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes on a medium temperature, just so we can release all the oils in the chorizo sausage and cook off the rawness from the onions and the garlic and the capsicum. Okay, this is cooked down nicely. I can see that the little bits of chorizo are starting to go crispy. The onions and the garlic are cooked. It smells fantastic. It's going to smell even better now when I add our sherry and our saffron mixture. Perfect. Sherry's such a great ingredient to cook with. It's not only fantastic with seafood, but it works really nicely with desserts and meat. So always have a bottle of sherry in the pantry ready for little dishes like this. And what I'm doing now is just allowing the alcohol to cook off and just reduce by half, which is happening right now because it's on high. Oh, that smells just unbelievable. Love it. Now I'll add 1 bay leaf. So a fresh bay leaf or a dried one, and just half a can of crushed tomatoes. You don't need too much tomato in this. It's all about that chorizo and the capsicum in there, and you can see that there's enough sauce for our mussels and our vongole or baby clam. Vongole is just the word that we use for baby clams in Italian. Okay, now we're ready for our seafood. I'll bring them over here. And then we'll add our vongole, just draining them from any water. I love to use the combination of both of them. They taste different, their texture is different. But if you can't find vongole, by all means, you could just use mussels. These are blue-lipped mussels. I love the small mussels, and you can see where they get their name from that bright blue colour on the shell. And we'll pop them in. These have been cleaned, so they've been de-bearded. I won't be adding any salt at this stage because the vongole and the mussels carry that seawater, which is salty enough. We can add a little bit more at the end. We'll have a taste of them, see if it needs it. But for now, better be safe than sorry. And now all we do is pop the lid on and forget about them for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until they start to open. They really don't take long to open. Once they're open, we'll take them off, serve them. Easy as that. These are cooked. Have a look. Oh, the waft. That aroma is just tops. Love this dish. And the mussels and the clams have opened up nicely. Look at these little clams here. Love it. Now to serve this, just a nice, generous, big bowl. I'll bring this over. And just with a large spider, we'll just place a mixture. How good does it look with the mixture of the vongole and the mussels? I think it looks so pretty. And see how that sauce is still thick and rich? You don't want to water it down too much at the beginning, so that's why it's really important to reduce the sherry. And don't forget all those lovely sofrito juices. Just pop over the top. That is one of the simplest ways to prepare mussels and vongole. A little bit different using the chorizo, but it's very classic when it comes to Spanish food. I'm gonna have a little taste of this mussel just on the top here. Very hot. Oh, that is so divine. There's only one thing missing here, a big heap of crusty bread.